up off the couch. God damn it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Big Honey Sports Podcast. I'm G-Rock.
And I'm Big Sean.
G-Rock, why don't you tell them what's... You're not G-Rock. Big Sean, why don't you tell them what's chilling today on the docket?
I don't remember.
Okay, we're talking about the top 4 teams that got worse in the off-season / draft of 2020. We're also going to talk about the Broncos, obviously. We've got to talk about the Broncos. And what else are we talking about? I forgot. Yes, our way too early division winners. So stay tuned, because it's all going to be correct information coming to you. It's like a time machine. You're going to know stuff in the future. You might be wondering, what's this in front of us? What is it?
Well, it is our roommate's mead that we're going to drink.
Just a little bit.
He told us to try it, so here we are trying it.
I'm excited.
I don't quite understand what it is still.
It smells pretty damn good, though.
It does. Yes, let's try not to spill this again. I'm going to let you pour your own because I don't want to pour too much of this. I just spilt it again.
Wonderful.
So that's lovely.
It's
You're shaking.
I know. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. This does not have a very good pouring mechanism.
It doesn't.
It's very bad. So whoever Redstone, you need to get some better pouring mechanisms.
All right. So we're going to get the show started. We just wanted to try this.
Let's do it.
I don't even know if you're supposed to take shots of that, but...
I mean, it's pretty damn good.
It's pretty good. Tastes like honey.
They are a proud sponsor of Big Honey Sports. Just kidding. No, they're not.
They are not.
But check it out. Whatever the hell it's called. Redstone Meadery. Pretty damn good.
Pretty good.
Tastes like wine and then honey. By the way, before we get started, you should subscribe and you should like and share our videos anywhere you possibly can.
You should also check out Low Key SME. We're going to try to incorporate the podcast, kind of feed off one another. Hopefully one of them explodes.
Yes, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Also, it's very appreciated when you comment. That's like the funnest way for us to engage with you. So even if you don't like the video, a comment will be even better than a like, I assume, because it's just funner. Tell us questions, tell us anything, tell us what we're doing right, wrong. Give us your opinions on stuff. It's like the best way for us.
Belittle us, do whatever you need.
Yeah. If you want to call us dumbasses, feel free. But be nice about it. Okay, moving on to the actual show today. That red meadery is very delicious. It's really good.
It's very good. Oh, no. Okay, you gotta hurry.
Yeah, we do. Oh, that pop was bad on that one. Real fact, 1455, movie trailers used to come on at the end of movies, but no one stuck around to watch them.
That's fair.
Interesting.
I don't think I would.
No.
My movie's over, I'm going to go home.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea to put them at the end of the movie? That's dumb.
I don't know.
Okay, well, learn something new every day, right? Top 4 NFL teams that got worse. Starting off with the obvious number one. If you pay any attention to the NFL, you probably understand who this team is. It's the Houston Texans. Okay. Now, for some reason, the man pictured in the far right corner got a promotion after literally like 4 years of disappointment.
He's a terrible head coach, and it looked like he could have been on his way out, and then they promoted him
to the GM with pretty much infinite power now.
So what does he do? Trades DeAndre Hopkins.
First move is D-Hop. Gone. Forever. He gets to go to the Arizona Cardinals. Interesting move. Don't know why you would take your number one weapon away from your team and give it to somebody else.
And they replaced him with Brandon Cooks. Just look at his chin. Looks like a butt.
Yeah, it does. It looks really bad.
It's got a little butt.
It's like a, I don't know.
It's a butt.
It is.
Anyway, the Texans got worse.
Oh yeah, by a
They
lot.
just lost the best receiver in the NFL, and they didn't just lose him; they willingly gave him away.
Yeah, and they gave him away for, I don't even remember. Oh yeah, David Johnson and a couple picks. I think that's what it ended up being. David Johnson, it's interesting. Like, he obviously wasn't going to be really doing anything in Arizona. I don't know if he's going to have a resurgence, but just the injury problems he's having over the last 2 seasons are pretty concerning. Whereas DeAndre Hopkins hasn't missed games, really. I think he maybe missed one. Okay, we're gonna pause the video, and then we'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. Sorry about that. We had a blooper. We had a issue with
Our
the
fire alarm went off.
Yes. Texans got a lot worse. They suck now. Deshaun Watson can't be happy with that. David Johnson probably not going to do anything there except get injured. They are yikes. Yikes if you're a Texans fan. Moving on to the next team. My favorite. No, actually it's not. It's the LA Rams. Their new logo. We were able to acquire their new logo and everything. And
That in itself made them a loser.
Oh yeah.
And their uniforms,
Too basic.
terrible.
They're kind of sleek, but they're too cheap looking.
They're terrible.
So Sean McVay went on, a giant splurge a couple seasons ago to acquire a bunch of talent, and it's finally catching up with them, as you can see from the money signs. According to some website I read on, in April, I don't know if this is still true, probably not, but in April of this year, they were $5.3 million over the cap space limit. So they had to get rid of a couple guys, and they didn't get to trade them away because everyone knew you're just going to release them anyways. So they traded away Dante Fowler, Corey Littleton, both linebackers. I think Dante Fowler is actually a defensive end. But 2 big pieces of their defense. And then they obviously got rid of Todd Gurley, which is huge. After paying him. They paid him a lot of money, and then they just had to get rid of him anyways. He's on the Falcons now. This team got a lot worse, especially when you talk about the other teams in that division.
They've lost a lot of talent over the years.
Yeah. And they're not going to be able to just reacquire it. Like, it's going to take a while. I saw another thing that after they pulled off the Jalen Ramsey trade, right now they don't have a first-round pick for the next 6 seasons. That's terrible. So it could be a rough time for the Rams after literally losing in the most shitty way in the Super Bowl. Now they just continue to plummet. So they got a lot worse. Moving to this is my favorite, the New England Patriots. The dynasty is over. A lot of people are going to say, no, it's not. You still got Bill Belichick there. And that's true. You do still have Bill Belichick. But the team in overall just got a lot worse.
They're going 4-12.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll give them a couple more wins. But the Patriots suck now. They're easily number 2 in that division, if not 3rd. Because you look at the Dolphins as well. They could be vouching for that 2nd spot.
I think either the Jets or the Dolphins will get 3rd place.
And then who's 4th?
The Patriots.
Ah, okay.
The Patriots are going to suck mightily. And I could look stupid saying that, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to suck.
It's going to be nice.
They still don't have a quarterback. They're not going to have a quarterback.
They have Brian Hoyer and Jeff Stidham.
Jarrett
Stidham.
They're not going to have a that's their quarterback group moving forward, unless they miraculously sign Cam Newton somehow.
Which I don't think is going to happen.
No.
They lost and the other thing is their pieces on defense they lost. A lot of them went to their division opponent. The main one is Kyle Van Noy. Went to the Dolphins. They also franchise tagged their guard Joe Thunley.
That's right.
And that was to prevent him from going to another division opponent. And that screwed them over in cap hell. So they don't have money to do anything. And that's evident because they didn't do much. They just lost players. They got Marquise Lee. That was the number one position on offense they acquired this whole season.
Yeah.
This whole offseason. They got worse. Tom Brady's gone. Patriots fans, your days of 12-4 every damn year are over. It's going to be the opposite now, according to Big Sean.
4-12.
I love it. I love it. And finally, kicking it off, I mean, they, the Jags, we know they suck.
Can I ask you, what are they actually doing?
Who knows?
What's their plan? They've literally gotten rid of everybody.
They're going to get rid of Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's still there.
On offense, yeah. They declined his fifth-year option.
This was a team that was almost in the Super Bowl
minutes
a few
away.
Years back.
Minutes away from upsetting the Patriots.
Now this is their starting quarterback. Look at him.
He looks like a cop. Looks like you should be driving a motorcycle.
He looks like he should work for State Farm.
Gardner Minshew from State Farm.
Yes.
They traded Nick Foles. I don't know why did you even acquire him if you're not going to give him more than a season? After he was hurt the whole entire season. You just get rid of him. Apparently, they're just impatient, and it's evident. They sucked last year. Wouldn't be surprised if they suck more this year.
They'll be pretty bad.
They could be one of the worst teams, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the worst. 0-16? Okay, now, like and share, please. Also comment your questions, anything you got. We're going to talk about a way too early division winners. Big Sean his check mark is pink, mine is gold. That's how you'll remember. Also, mine's on the right, his is on the left. So you'll remember that.
Yours almost looks orange.
I like it. It's nice. Let's move it to starting off with the NFC East. I think you are first. Who are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. They got CeeDee Lamb to go along with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and Ezekiel Elliott. As long as Dak Prescott doesn't regress, that offense is very potent. They're going to win the division. Got Mike McCarthy running the ship, and everyone else in the division sucks. So that is why I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys as your 2020-2021 NFC East champs.
2 in a row.
Yeah, first time in that division, probably within 15 years or something. I don't know how long it's actually been, but they haven't had back-to-back division winners in that division for a while.
Interesting. I am going to disagree with you. I'm picking the Eagles over the Cowboys because the Eagles bolstered up their defense significantly. They got Darius Slay, they got Will Parks, and their defense last year was pretty potent as it was. They've gotten a lot better.
You used my word choice.
Potent?
Yeah, I just said that.
They got a lot nicer.
Cool.
They got a lot nicer. The Eagles, if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, which is a big if, I know, but barring injuries, I think the Eagles take the division.
That's already a bad sign. If their starting quarterback is not hurt at all, they have a chance to win the division. Yeah, well, it's Carson Wentz. He's going to get hurt.
No, I think he'll stay healthy this year, and I think the Eagles will surprise not that many people. I think they're a pretty good division team. Also, you got to take into account their strength of schedule. I know you don't like strength of schedule as much, but they're on the lighter load of teams coming up. So, boom. NFC East is done. Now we move on to the NFC North. Unanimous decision here.
It's going to be the Packers.
It's the Packers, unfortunately.
A lot of that has to do with the other teams
I pressed the button.
Sucking. The Vikings lost a lot on defense, and they have Kirk Cousins. The Lions suck, and the Bears have Mitchell Trubisky.
And Nick Foles now.
Yeah.
Whatever that's going to do.
The Packers, as we have highlighted in our episodes, were probably the worst 13-3 team I've ever seen. But they have Aaron Rodgers. They're going to win the division.
Yeah. Vikings they literally lost a lot of their defense. A lot of their good defense, too, not just defenders. The good players. Sendejo, I'm not sure who else, but
Xavier Rhodes,
yeah.
Linval Joseph, they lost a lot.
And they did, and they gave away Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins, yikes. Who knows? NFC North goes to the Packers. NFC South now. This one, also a unanimous decision. Go with the Saints. Who dat? Right? Yeah.
Who dat?
Who dat?
It ain't Tom Brady.
Hell no.
Because I'm tired of how overrated they are already.
Yeah. Oh, you got a Gronk out of retirement and Tom Brady on his last leg.
They haven't even played a snap of anything together. And the Madden simulator, I know it's just Madden, has them 8-0.
Stupid.
It's like, let them play a few games and see what they look like before you're going to crown them anything. I'm tired of the hype already.
And this division, just in general, is extremely competitive because every team has a quarterback now. But let's be honest. I mean, Tom Brady might be the weakest one on the NFC South. I know they're all competent quarterbacks, but you're talking about a 40-year-old Tom Brady.
I'd probably take him over Teddy Bridgewater. That's it, though.
Matt Ryan, you got Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Brees.
It's crazy. This division is full of stars.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like literally Julio Jones, Todd Gurley, Christian McCaffrey, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Tom Brady, Gronk,
Evans.
Yeah, Chris
It's going to be
Godwin.
exciting.
It's insane.
So that's just.
All I'm saying is pump the brakes.
Please do pump the brakes.
Good night.
NFC South Saints, they got better, so I think they'll continue to win that division. NFC West, capping it off. Had a little bit of a disagreement here.
I'm going with am I first?
I think so, yeah.
Seattle Seahawks. Just a big Russell Wilson fan. I think as long as you have him, it's like he takes nothing and produces. So I feel like that's a perennial 11-5 at least, 11-5 team with him. 49ers, I think, are going to take a step back. They had a good year. Obviously didn't finish it off. Cardinals will be better this year, and the Rams, obviously, we just talked about. They suck. You didn't even put the new logo. You didn't even put the new logo.
It's not worthy.
They don't deserve it.
No.
So I'm going with the Seahawks.
I'm going with the 49ers. Yes, they lost DeForest Buckner. That is a huge blow to their defense, but they retained a massive amount of their defensive talent. And they got Kelvin Benjamin to replace whoever the hell they lost. I would think he might be a little better for Jimmy Garoppolo, bigger target. And their running game, I mean, they have one of the better offensive lines. They have a trio of running backs now. It got the job done last year impressively, and I don't see why it won't happen again this year. So I give them an edge over the Seahawks again. And they go 12-4, win the division. Yeah. AFC East. Unanimous here. If the Buffalo Bills don't do it, there's obviously an issue there.
I don't see how they don't win this division. I mean, it's been noted. I don't like the Bills. I don't. But like the other teams are
asinine.
They are hot piles of poop.
Yes.
The Dolphins might be the next team to come up through this division.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are going to suck, and the Patriots, who knows? Maybe they'll tank for Trevor Lawrence.
I would hate that.
But yeah, it's going to be the Bills, and like you said, if they don't win this division, something's wrong with them.
Yeah, they're probably going to have top 3 defense. They will have a competent quarterback. Unless it'll be the quarterback issue if they don't win the division. It'll be because of Josh Allen. But yeah, I would give the second place maybe to the Dolphins, honestly. They did bolster up their defense pretty well. And they have Tua Tagovailoa now. Maybe he turns out to be a stud next year. I don't know. AFC North, another unanimous decision here. Not much argument to be made. The Ravens.
To your Steelers?
I think the Steelers are going to surprise people. I don't think they're going to beat this Ravens twice, which would be required for them to win the division. But, you know, I would give the edge to the Steelers. They might be able to pull off this upset on the division, but the Browns, who knows?
Browns and obviously the Bengals are going to win another 3 games this year. So
they got a lot of work to do. The Steelers, going back to that, I mean, their defense is pretty solid.
Don't the Ravens have like the easiest schedule?
Yes, they do. They have literally the easiest schedule. That's why I gave it to the Ravens. When you literally just went to the divisional playoffs, and the next year you have the easiest schedule in the league, and you got Calais Campbell, and I don't know who else
they
they
had a
got.
good draft.
They did. Then it's like, what?
I was gonna say, Big Ben released a hype video, and I'm not afraid of Ben Roethlisberger. A 405-year-old Ben Roethlisberger decaying after he just had his elbow blown out.
I think he's going to shock people. They're always competitive when Ben Roethlisberger's there. He's always competitive. The Steelers are always there. They will use last season with the likes of Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph and be like, yes, we need our Big Ben back, and we're going to do everything we can.
Alliteration. Big Ben back.
Mm-hmm. So, Steelers, they could maybe steal that one, but they will be in the hunt for the playoffs for sure. Browns, whatever. AFC South, unanimous here. The Texans took a major step backwards. The Titans are a fluke.
The biggest fluke I've ever seen. I saw something that was it was on NFL memes actually. It was putting together the top quarterback. Did you see this? It was like putting
Mason
together
Rudolph's head.
That was the worst quarterback.
Okay.
This was creating the best quarterback, and the first attribute was Ryan Tannehill's handing off skills.
He is pretty damn good.
He is good at just giving it to Derrick Henry.
He's pretty damn good.
That's not going to happen again. The Titans are not going to be good.
His little stick. I mean, that's
the Titans are a fluke. The Texans suck. The Jaguars suck, and the Colts don't suck as much.
And they got Phillip Rivers.
We'll see what happens.
Their defense, too. I mean, I keep coming back to defenses. Those are big, important roles. And their defense, they got DeForest Buckner now. And over the past couple seasons, they've been compiling a pretty impressive defense. Like you said, Titans fluke. Texans suck. Jaguars suck more. Easy. Colts win it. And finally, the AFC West, our division for the Denver Broncos. We're going to have to... there's until further notice, it's the Chiefs, unfortunately. You can't really go wrong with it. They've retained, what did you say, 52 of their 50?
No, it was like 21 of 22 starters.
Still on
coming
there.
back.
Yeah. That's impressive, especially after you won the Super Bowl.
It's crazy because they also don't have the best quarterback in the division, which is weird. You usually don't see that. Usually the team that wins the division usually has the best quarterback.
Right, which would be Drew Lock.
Yeah. So it's kind of congrats, Pat Mahomes. You got lucky. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He was a bust. No, but for real, I think this division will be competitive this year for second place.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see if we can beat the Chiefs. We haven't beat them in like 5 years.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell.
So the Raiders, I think, will come in last.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. I think the Chargers, I know they don't have a quarterback, but they have a very good team. They have a very talented team. So it's just a matter of what Tyrod Taylor can do. Yeah. Just see what Tyrod Taylor can do. The Raiders are just the Raiders. They drafted Henry Ruggs.
Dumpster fire.
Who's going to be – Henry Ruggs will probably be good, but he's not the best receiver in the class. And they had their choice out of
all three.
The top three.
Yeah. They're also circling the wagon with whether Marcus Mariota or Derek Carr are going to be the quarterback. Both of them could be the quarterback, but when you just add Marcus Mariota into the equation, I don't know why you do that. Solicitors, man. I hate solicitors.
Solicitors make the world go round.
And then the Chargers, it's going to be like the Bills when they were Tyrod Taylor. It's just, yeah, I guess he's a competent quarterback. They might be able to go to the playoffs. They probably won't.
They won't make the playoffs, but I think they'll be competitive. And then we'll see what happens with Herbert.
Right. Maybe he gets thrown in halfway in the season. But the Broncos, I think, take second place easily.
Yep, they did last year.
Yeah. And everyone seems to forget that. They're like,
Yeah.
the Broncos
Apparently the
suck.
Broncos are going to go
The
2-14 this year, even though they got better in every aspect of everything.
Whatever, man. So stupid. So, we're moving on now to the Denver Broncos.
It's a gif.
Yeah, we got a lot of gifts. Drew Lock is the man. It's quite abundant. There's not going to be any quarterback carousel drama going on in Denver this year.
He will go into the offseason as the guy. Knowing that is going to boost not only his confidence, but probably his excitement and preparation, because he knows he's not a rookie anymore. He doesn't have to try and earn reps. He doesn't know.
He's the man.
He's the guy.
Yeah. Von Miller.
Bradley Chubb, as you saw on there, he's going to be coming back towards ACL, week 2?
Yeah, it was bad.
Week whatever that was last year. He'll be coming back with Von Miller. It's exciting times in Denver. Finally.
Yeah.
Since the Super Bowl, this is the first time I felt like, hey, I want to watch Broncos football.
Oh, yeah. I think the Broncos, their offense got so much better that we're talking about the last 5 years, it's been watching the defense. Can the defense keep the Broncos in the game? Because their offense is incompetent. It's been competent for the last 5 years. We were lucky to score 21 points most games. And now it's we have a stud offense. I think we're going to be talking more about the offense and how the offense just blows away and takes the lead and keeps the lead because they got a damn good offense. It's not going to be as reliant on the defense to win games, I think. And that, in return, is going to help the defense. They're going to be better.
They won't be on the field as much.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, Von Miller, he got interviewed and he said, they asked him something about the Chiefs, I think, and he was saying it's going to be up to the offense. Because he basically said that you're not gonna stop Pat Mahomes.
No.
But if you can at least keep up with them, you have a chance. And he mentioned that. He's like, it's on the offense. He straight up called out the offense.
It's 100%
because they're
true.
gonna obviously do their best, but you're not gonna hold them to 10 points.
No. They're too damn good. They got too much weapons.
Also, NFL.com had, I think, Dark Horse MVPs, put Drew Lock at number 10 on the list. Mm-hmm. And then Colin Cowherd, out of all the second-year quarterbacks, he picked Drew Lock, who would win MVP out of the second-year quarterbacks. Drew Lock. Yeah. So there's a lot of hype behind Drew Lock. Hopefully he lives up to that. People are hyping him up, and it's pretty exciting. It
is. It's a fun time to be in Denver.
Phillip Lindsay, Melvin Gordon, Jerry Jeudy,
Noah Fant,
Cortland Sutton. The
offense is looking fire.
Spicy.
Yes. So we will see. I hope they live up to it.
Hopefully we can watch, be in attendance.
Yeah. We were so excited about being able to see the likes of Drew Brees at Mile High, Tom Brady again at Mile High. Only team, by the way, that he has lost to more than he's won.
It's not a coincidence.
It's not. And who else? It was a stellar list of home field opponents, and now it's
Pat Mahomes. So you're going to see Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees.
It's pretty darn.
Josh Allen, Ryan Tannehill.
We are lucky.
Yeah. Hopefully we can go.
Yeah. Let's just recap real quick, since we're done with the Broncos for now. The Cam Newton situation, just briefly. We're both suggesting now that the Chargers did draft a quarterback, and we talked about this earlier, that in the year, that if they did draft a quarterback, then Cam Newton was off the table, obviously, there. So he won't be going to the Chargers, but the next likely landing spot now that the draft's over, everything's done, Cam Newton could easily go to the Steelers and be a backup until Big Ben retires, take over the reins.
He said he was willing to be in the backup role.
Yeah.
So that obviously changes everything. I could see the Steelers. I think I saw an article that said the Chargers actually did consider him. Obviously, they drafted Herbert. So, yeah, I can't, off the top of my head, nothing else makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like most teams have a quarterback as of right now.
Mm-hmm. So, that's where we're picking now that the draft's over.
Steelers are going to sign Cameron Newton.
Yeah, who knows when. Don't know anything about Jadeveon Clowney. We'll just wrap it up with that.
Yeah.
Don't know why
weird.
he's still unsigned. Probably sounds like it's more of him just wanting a massive payout. Maybe teams are like, well, let's pump the brakes here, and then he's like, no, I'm worth every penny. And it's like, well, no, you're not. So he can just stay unsigned, buddy. He'll get a job somewhere, probably the Colts. I think they got a pretty good, nice amount of cap space. They might bring him in. Who knows? David Clowney's still on the market. FYI. With that, please, again, comment, like, share if you want.
Subscribe.
Subscribe is big. Please subscribe. But comment, please. We love the fan engagement, so please do. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Ask us anything. We are experts. We are sports analysts. We know a fair amount about the trade of the NFL. With that, yeah, it's over. Damn. Gets harder to hit every time. This is G-Rock.
Oh, we're still going?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Sean!
Signing off.
I didn't know we were still going.
That's all right.
I literally went...